Hey, I'm Kristina from the Autism News Network, and I'm here with Josefine from the Charleston Digital Corridor. How are you doing today?
Thank you. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. So, what is your role here at the CDC?
I am the CDC's marketing coordinator. And since we're such a small team, I sometimes help out with other duties as well.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Sounds like a fun job to do.
Yeah, we work pretty closely together.
Mm-hmm. Can you walk us through your career journey on how you got started in social media and marketing?
Of course. So, I went to SCAD, so that's in Savannah, and I did my luxury and brand management master's over there. And after I graduated, I did an internship at the Creative Coast. And I was working as marketing assistant there. And I was working with a program that is licensed from the CDC. So I basically had to research a lot of companies and their job offers and job postings. So that's how I found the CDC, the Charleston Digital, and I applied here. And this is my first real big job as a marketing coordinator.
Yeah. That's great. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Can you describe your process for identifying and targeting your audience on social media?
I think it's very important for you to understand the brand that you're working for, understanding the audience that you're trying to target. And, you know, we push out different kind of content. So sometimes it's a little bit more fun, you know, and then it's behind the scenes. And I would usually push that out on Facebook or Instagram. But once it's more of a, you know, news item, which we also post on Instagram, but if it's a more serious content, then I would only use LinkedIn for that, for instance.
That's great information to know. How do you balance the creativity for the data-driven aspects of social media marketing?
Luckily, I'm a very creative person. I did fashion design in my undergrad. That just comes naturally to me. The data-driven, the analytics is something that I'm really trying to embrace here. It's something that I needed to learn and to grow and strengthen that skill set. But I think it doesn't go one without the other. So, you know, I'm really trying to look at each post, see how many people it actually reached, trying to understand what is driving the most engagement, trying to understand algorithms, which really don't like a lot of graphs so much. So social media algorithms prefer faces and really seeing somebody in front of the camera. So it's important to have both skill sets.
I think it's very important to have that creativity in mind when working with the social media platforms.
Yeah, I think so too.
How do you measure the success of a social media campaign?
So we review our data and numbers that we're collecting every month. So we review them monthly. And so by the end of each month, I'm collecting the numbers and then, you know, update them throughout the next month and so on. And that's really how we get insights of what went well, what didn't go so good. But you can understand pretty fast of what went well and what didn't, you know. And then with those insights, you learn a better understanding for when you have to push out the posts, when you get the most engagement, what kind of content gets the most engagement. And then another thing that I also do is comparing it with previous month, previous years, you know, just to get an insight of how good things are going, just so I know I'm doing the right thing, you know, or I have to change something in my strategy.
That's very helpful information to know, especially since do you just base it off of how many people views your content or and then go from there?
Yeah, so I look at views, I look at actual like engagement as like liking the post, reposting, commenting, all these kind of things.
How many posts do you think the Autism News Network would need to stay more active to get more followers?
I think it's best to just build relationships, show them that you're there, what you're doing, And it can depend, right? Like for us, it really depends on what we have going on. We're not really a fan of just pushing things out for the sake of it. We really want to have content that is meaningful and is not just there to scream that we're still here, you know? So it definitely has to have some value. Always.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds very good. What advice would you give someone that is starting out in social media marketing today?
I think it's the most important thing to do, understanding what you're trying to achieve, who you're trying to reach out to. And whenever you offer good, valuable posts, you know, or share engaging content, it's gonna spread faster. You know, people share and say, "Hey, this is cool. This account actually provides information or whatever that person, the audience is seeking, can get out of it," and then you'll get those followers. So I think it's just mostly understanding what you're trying to accomplish with your account, and keep that in mind always.
That's very helpful information for those that want to start. In what ways could the Autism News Network help the CDC's messaging on autism-related issues?
I think that we could be working closer together, and we could do something like this setup again, and push out another video of where you guys are talking about what exactly you guys are doing and what your goal is, and bring out your message as well, you know? So I think it's a partnership that we could deepen and strengthen from both sides. Mm-hmm.
I would love the sound of that.
Yes, me too.
You came to see us in production of working on a new movie. What did you think?
So I think, first of all, it was really warming my heart to see that you guys have this opportunity to come together and connect, because I think if, I don't know, I feel like it's always important to find community and to find people that you can somehow relate to. So it was beautiful for me to see that you guys have the opportunity, and I think it's a great opportunity for me to get also into your community and see how I can contribute. So it was great to see that. And I think you guys have some really good plans ahead, and I'm very looking forward to see the film that you guys come up with.
The group is really good because we all have to work together, and that doesn't come easy for people with autism.
Yeah, I followed you guys on social media, and I think your strength is that you guys are really real. You know, you guys are so authentic, and I think it would be a shame if not more people would learn about you guys. So I'd be super happy to help with whatever I can, because I think you guys are doing amazing things.
Well, we thank you for that. What are some effective communication strategies that the CDC uses that could benefit the Autism News Network?
So I think what you guys could implement is something, you know, like a member post every week as well. That's something that we do, as I mentioned earlier. So maybe you could say, okay, this week we are highlighting Kristina, aka Drama Queen, you know, and then you tell us a little bit more about you. And that way we really get to know each member of your community. And I think it's always important to be consistent. So if you push out an email, for instance, choose a day and let's do it every week or every month, and say this is our monthly wrap up or something like that, you know? So people can see very easily, okay, this is the progress or what you guys been working on this month. So I think it's a good way to stay relevant, to put yourself out there, and it kind of enforces you to also stay on it and do it actually.
And would you recommend doing that by video or just posting a picture of the member?
It depends. You know, if that member is not as comfortable in front of the camera, I would suggest a picture and rather have him write something about himself or herself, themselves. And because not everybody is going to be comfortable in front of the camera, and I think you're going to be able to see that. So I wouldn't force anybody to do it. But if you're cool with it, if you go for it, then awesome. Let's do a video. Always video. I think it's just more fun to look at. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I always tend to go by video because I think it gets more people's attention, in my opinion.
I agree.
We appreciate the CDC for allowing the Autism News Network to come out and do classes here. We hope to continue more classes here in the future.
Okay. The CDC appreciates the Autism News Network to be partners with us. And we are always happy to have you guys and excited to visit you as well. And we're always happy to help out where we can.
This is Kristina Blake from the Autism News Network. I was joined today by Josefine from the Charleston Digital Corridor. Thank you for your time with me.
Thank you.